Hey, peace and blessings, family. My name is Bahoke, and I want to thank all of you that subscribe to my page. I appreciate the love, and I really do appreciate that. That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, today I just wanted to give my thoughts on Dr. Umar Johnson. For those of y'all that's new here, I just wanted to share with you some things on Dr. Umar Johnson. Okay, now, in 1986, I had met him at a junior high school called Bieber Junior High, or Demner Bieber Junior High School, which was the 7th through 9th grade school at the time. And that was located in the West Philadelphia community called Winfield, okay, which is on the west side of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, okay. Now, a lot of you may ask, how did Umar end up at Bieber if it's in West Philly when he grew up in North Philadelphia? For those of you who don't know, Umar grew up in the Susquehanna Avenue area of North Philadelphia. Me, I grew up in West Philly on Oxford Street. So I'm an Oxford Street man. He's a Susquehanna Avenue man. So you know how that is, or what we used to call the ozone. I grew up in the ozone. All right. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. It's quite simple. Bieber had 4 academic programs. Okay, 4 types. Well, there were 2 gifted, 1 special ed, and another one which was regular education. Now, the 2 gifted programs was Start Now, okay, Start Now Academic Plus, and then they had Bieber Winfield Alternative Program called BWAP, which was located in a former Jewish synagogue on the other side of Winfield at 53rd and Euclid Streets, okay? And then, as I said, special ed, and then you had regular ed. Now, the way it was divided up, okay, you had 3 grades, 7th, 8th, and 9th, but everything was divided up into sections, okay? Sections 1 and 2 was Start Now, and in 7th grade, 10, 11, and 12 was BWAP, okay? And 8th grade, 8, 1, and 2 was Start Now, 9, 1, and 2 was Start Now, and then BWAP, there was no 9th grade at BWAP, but 8th grade, it was 9, 10, and 11, okay? You had that. This was my first year, okay, when I was at Bieber. Now, your special ed in 7th grade was anything below 12, like 13 and 14, and I think they also had 7, 15, okay? Same thing, 8th grade, below BWAP, any numbers below BWAP, like I said, 8, 12, 8, 13, 14, and 15, there was some special ed, but there was some 9th graders in the 8th grade section on special ed. And then the rest of the sections was all regular education. Me, myself, I was in 7-3. Originally, I was in BWAP for 3 weeks, and then they took me out and put me in 7-3 because I never signed up to go there in the first place. But I was in the highest section of regular ed. We was just below Start Now. So, my classmates, my friends and I that was in that section, we had those grades and potential of being Start Now, but a lot of us didn't sign up and our grades wasn't high enough. But anyway, Umar was in Start Now. He was in 7-1 and 8-1. That I do remember, and I remember us being in Chess and Checkers Club together. To my recollection, he beat me in a few games of chess and checkers. I was just learning how to play chess, but checkers, that's what I was really comfortable with at that time, but he beat me in that. Now, the Umar Abdullah Johnson, that's what I knew him as. I know a lot of y'all were saying, oh, that's not his name. His name is Jermaine Shoemake. Let me tell you something. I didn't know that his birth name was Jermaine Shoemake until we became adults. I just knew him as Umar Abdullah Johnson. That's what I knew him as, okay? And he later said that his dad changed his name because of their religion. He wanted to raise, Jamal wanted to raise his kids Muslim. And I had the privilege and honors of meeting his father too. So that's another story. Now, at that time, he was Umar Abdullah Johnson. He was very well liked, okay? My friends was friends with him. His friends was friends with me. So we all had mutual friends, and I interacted with him, of course on a limited basis, but my impression of him, cool dude. I always knew him as the cool Muslim boy from North Philly. That's what I knew him as. The cool Muslim boy from North Philly. He's never been suspended. He's never been on the suspension list, both in-house, which is in school today, called in-school suspension, or out-house, out-of-school suspension. I never seen him in detention. I never even seen him in the discipline office. I never seen him in any fights in the school or out in the schoolyard or like in the driveways. And Bieber, we had a lot of fights back then. There was a lot of fights, but he was never in it. His name never came up into that. And, you know, when I later met his dad was like, he couldn't, because his father didn't play that. And I can understand why. I understand it, you know. But nevertheless, Umar's spirit was pretty good. It was pretty good. Now, when we graduated from Bieber, he went up to a paramilitary boarding school called Scotland School for Veterans Children in Chambersburg, PA, and I went to a gifted magnet program. So, in other words, me and him never went to the neighborhood high school that Bieber feeds into, which is Overbrook, you know, and that was my neighborhood school. Now, actually, with him, if he would have got sent to his neighborhood school in North Philly at the time where he was living, it would be Simon Gratz. So he didn't go to Simon Gratz or what's the other high school there, or William Penn, or none of that. No. Umar didn't go there. He went to Scotland. Okay, he went to Scotland School. Now, I could have went, because I had a few buddies from my block, and me and my brother's friends, they went up there to Scotland with him. Now, I could have went because my dad was a veteran. You know, peace be upon him, rest in peace to my father, who's now an ancestor. Okay, and all the people throughout my travels and my journeys and stuff, I've met people who went to Scotland with Umar, and they had nothing but positive things to say about him, both male and female. Okay, and one of my homegirls from high school went to Millersville with him, and I met some people at Millersville along with her. They had nothing but positive things to say about him there. Okay, and one of my best friends, who was a part of his organization, I was going to join it, but I didn't have a lot of time, and I just didn't want to be bothered with the stuff. You know, that's a whole nother, it's for personal reasons why I didn't join his organization. And he had nothing but positive things to say about him too. Now, I would be lying if I didn't say that he had some criticisms. Sure, Umar's not perfect, and neither are you, and neither am I. Nobody's perfect. Okay, he's made his mistakes or whatever. Okay, but the reason I'm speaking about this, because me and him, we travel similar paths in terms of our ideologies, beliefs, and spirituality. And what I mean by that is this. Now, it's funny, when I was in high school, I was studying Islam. Now, I got exposed to Islam when I was about 2 or 3 years old. My babysitter was a Muslim, and I grew up in and around the masjid. Now, the mosque that I went to, I later found out he went to, down the 12th and Susquehanna, what used to be the Nation of Islam, but after Elijah Muhammad died and Warf D. Muhammad took over, it became like mainstream Orthodox Sunni. That's what I was into at that time. And I found that very interesting that we kind of like cross paths, you know, at Bieber, and also with the Philadelphia Masjid at 12th and Susquehanna, right there in North Philly. And the thing was, I was going to go to Millersville. I was going to go there, but I said, nah, I want to go to a more popular named school, which I did, which was Penn State. Now, and also another thing, I was going to join the Marcus Garvey UNIA, but I changed my mind with that. Okay, down at, on Cecil B. Moore, what used to be called Columbia Avenue. But I said, nah. But no, getting with Umar, it's funny, we traveled a similar paths. Now, on the spirituality tip, I had dealings in the Ifa community. Okay? I've studied Ifa. I started to study it in 2001. And I knew, but I got my Ifa book by Philip John Naimark. I think, what is it called? The Way of the Spirit. I got that when I was in college in 1994. Okay, because I was interested in that, and during that time I was studying the Osirian and practicing the Osirian religion, or if you will, it's not really a religion; it's really a spiritual science. Just like the Ifa tradition, that's a spiritual science, it's a spiritual way of life, and which Umar is a part of. And I'm starting to get into it now. I'm starting to study it, but it's just funny how me and him traveled similar paths on certain things. Okay, with the spirituality and stuff. Now I'll get into that more in a little bit. And looking back on that, if I could go back, I still would have gone to Penn State, but I would have majored in math. Okay, I would have majored in math, and then from there went down to Millersville to major in special ed, and took a job as an emergency certified teacher in the Lancaster School District, or the School District of Lancaster. I would have gone there. And it's funny how me and him both went back to the School District of Philly, and we worked. I worked as a teacher there. He's worked as a school psychologist. And, that would have been interesting. Now, given the fact that we traveled similar paths, looking back on that, what I would have done, it was, like I said, majored in Penn State, majored in math, and then from there, went to summer school, graduated in 95, then went down to Millersville, took a job as a teacher in Lancaster, and then in the evening took classes at Millersville as a grad student. I guarantee you I would have ran into Umar. I guarantee that, because of my level of thinking at that time and, my beliefs. We would have connected. Because also another thing, what I was trying to do, excuse me, hold on, I got to adjust the temperature. It's a little hot, if you will. Me and him would have connected. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. I had an ADHD moment, as he say. But anyway, me and Umar would have definitely connected. Because, when I was a freshman at Penn State, I also was a member of the Black Student Union. And what I wanted to do was create a fellowship with other Black student unions at different colleges throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey, Ohio, Maryland, and stuff. And we create like a conference, and we fellowship with each other, and we try to come up with solutions to help improve conditions in our community, in our culture. That's what we wanted to do. That's why, I had a little bit of support, but I couldn't get the cooperation I needed from my fellow Penn Staters. Okay, so that was that. Now, with Umar, I probably would have connected with him, and I think I probably would have supported him, when he was going through his trials and tribulations at the UNIA. I would have done that. But basically, we would have fellowship. And Umar, if you are watching this, brother, we'll connect. I'm gonna talk to him. We'll have a private conversation. But I'm not gonna put anything on blast out here or nothing like that. But I understand where his head is, and I think his heart is in the right place. Now, I know a lot of y'all are questioning his funding tactics and stuff he's done over the last decade or whatever, but I'm a person of faith. I think I have faith in him. I think he's going to start the school. Sure, there's going to be some challenges, some issues, but I think he'll overcome it. That's just my opinion. You can agree to disagree. You can agree with me, or you can disagree. But we both let's agree to disagree without name calling and stuff. I won't be calling you names. I don't want you calling me names. I think it's childish, especially at our age. Okay? But I think what it is, the reason why people are so hard on him and they come down on him because of the ideology that he promotes, which is Pan-Africanism, and that's not popular in particularly African American culture. It really isn't. That and being a homosexual, okay, that is really not accepted in our community. Let's keep it 100. And then in other parts of the diaspora, particularly a lot of African societies, if you're gay, you could be put to death. But when we talk about Pan-Africanism, it's one of those beliefs on the fringe of society. That's what that's all about. If you follow me. Okay? Got adjust my air conditioning. So that's the issue with Dr. Umar Johnson. Okay? Now all I'm saying to you guys is this, just give him a chance. Okay, if you don't like what he's doing, just leave it alone. But what I'm saying with him, I think his heart is in the right place. I know what he's trying to do, and he's trying to go forward with that. But I just find it very interesting that me and him travel like similar paths. I know we haven't really interacted deeply as some of my other friends I came up with back during our Bieber years, and I know we can't judge people by our junior high school years, but I look at him now, his spirit, I look at his spirit, man. I look at people's energy. His energy's good. Now, he may be a little cocky, he may be a little arrogant, but what man isn't? I have my times when I'm cocky and I'm arrogant. I'm guilty of that, okay? But I try to be as humble as I can. It's not easy. But me and him, we travel like similar paths. So I would like to connect with him as a fellow colleague in education and being concerned about, black children. And I also want to open up a school as well. So that's why I would like to fellowship with him and reach out to him. And this is not for the public. I'm not doing it to gain some brownie points or anything like that. I just want some sincere, clear work. Okay? It's not about our degrees. I know he has 6 of them. I have 3. It's not about we're about the work. We're both about the work. Some of this stuff I'm with him on, and then some stuff, not really. But overall, those are my thoughts on Dr. Umar Johnson. And, if you care to comment, I'll talk to you about it. Let's just have a civil discussion, okay, about him. And then we're going to talk about some other videos I'm going to share with you all. But thank you for tuning in. I appreciate the love and support. All right? And may y'all stay healthy and safe and take care.